He was grateful for, that's touched me and just reminding me again how to be grateful for the things that I have, grateful for the simple things, from, the food on the table to the family and the people around you that support you and help you, to even being grateful for the blindness. Because I remember when you first told me that a few years ago, that you won your blindness. Man, I got to tell you that I'll never forget that. That was such an impact, because we all go through so many things and through so many adversities and so many challenges. And we forget that sometimes, we get taken off course, but we're not taken off course. We're actually knocked into the course that we're supposed to be on. We're diverted into the path that we're supposed to be on. We think, the world is ending, but it's just beginning. Many of us ask God or the universe for a sign or for inspiration or guidance or whatever it is, but that's life happening for us, and we just need to be able to appreciate, accept the gifts, and the fact that you accepted your blindness almost as a gift is honestly, it's amazing. It's really amazing for those of us who aren't going through what you're going through. It's even hard to comprehend, but I respect you all the more for that.
Thank you so much. It's about what you said. Some people are waiting for a sign sometimes. I always believe if we are still alive, that's a sign. If you are asking yourself a question like, I need a sign to move forward, that's a sign to move forward. I mean, we are still waiting for the perfect moments. We are still waiting for that perfect, significant one, the perfect thought, the perfect emotion, but that doesn't exist. What we have is just practicing gratitude every day, practicing being helpful or support others every day, and just keep moving. I mean, that's the key of our life for me. Just keep moving.
Yeah, and making a difference. And I know that you're making a difference in so many ways to so many people. So, it's impressive. So, and then how did you get to London? Tell us how you got to London. So you got the 4 gold medals. You're a freaking hero. You're a rock star, and you are. How did you get to London?
Well, I started, going to a lot of speaking events and keynotes, and start coaching a lot of other athletes and people at the, executive coaching. And when I went to London, my mind was all over, just thinking about a lot of stuff. So it was a good competition, but to be honest, for me, it was a failure, because after winning 4 gold medals, winning 2 silver and a bronze, you feel like you failed. So when I went back from London, I was having a hard time just accepting that failure. And suddenly it was like, man, but the problem, I was waking up every Monday waiting for my Sunday, because my Sunday was day off. And I lost that passion. And I wasn't with that drive and that motivation and all that stuff. So I was just, waiting for something else. And I said, you know what? Life is much bigger than a pool. So I need to experience life. And 3 months later, after London, was the end of 2012. I went to this seminar, was Tony Robbins seminar, and I met you there.
Yes,
and,
that's great.
In that event, I said to myself, man, I need to learn English, because, gosh, I need to communicate with all these people.
All right, so I'm going to pause you there for a second. So when was that? That was 5-6 years ago?
Yeah.
2014, was it? No, 2012. So in 2012, I'm just going to share the story of this is how Enhamed and I met. So I'm just going to jump in and tell the story. So, I say all the time I speak Portuguese, Spanish, and a little bit of English. So at the time I was already working with Tony Robbins. I was a senior leader for the organization, and Enhamed happened to be on my team. So I was his translator, and I was his I was there to support him and help him any way he needed. And Gayla, his C9 dog, was there. She's amazing. She looks exactly like my dog, by the way, beautiful yellow lab, which is now semi-retired, and he's got a new one named Adele that looks just like her and looks just like my dog. But anyway, moving forward, so I spent the next 5 or 6 days really brushing up on my Spanish. While I do speak Spanish, it's my third language, and translating an event at the pace that it's going, especially a Tony Robbins event with all that information, is a challenge. So it definitely forced me to grow. So we went through the event, and it was an amazing event, and he had a lot of transformations, and I certainly enjoyed it thoroughly myself. And he said to me, Tony, in Spanish, of course, Tony, when next time we speak, I'm going to learn how to speak English. So I would say that he called me around my birthday. So that was mid-December. He called me around my birthday, beginning of April or whatever it was. And I get this phone call from this guy. And he said he was going to, Enhamed was going to move to U.S. and he was living in Boston for a while with the family that spoke no Spanish. So it's about total immersion, right? Just like he immersed himself in 7 hours a day of swimming and just 6-7 days a week sometimes, and just total immersion. So he did the Tony Robbins Date with Destiny, and then came out of that and he immersed himself in learning how to speak English. Well, he called me back 3.5 months later, and I get a phone call, and it's like, hello. I'm like, hello? He's like, hello, Tony, it's me. And I said, I'm sorry, who's this? He's like, what, you don't know me? It's me. And I'm like, Enhamed? And he says, yes. And he's speaking in English, which to me is super impressive. He didn't speak any English in December, and less than 4 months later, granted, he still had some ways to go, but carrying on a complete conversation in English. So it just blew my mind, the dedication that this man has and the effort that he puts in. And again, I've said it already a couple of times. I'll probably say it a few more times before the end of our of the podcast here. I'm impressed and I'm inspired by you all the time. So that's great. So that was the Tony Robbins experience. But look, again, now you pick up where you were. Tell us now, from that point on. So, by the way, the coaching that Enhamed does for sports figures, it isn't just for Paralympians. He coaches regular athletes that have their vision and everything else, and he coaches, major corporations and everything else. So he's much more than just a pretty face. So Enhamed, so let's go a little further. Tell me about Mount Kilimanjaro, man. That's still on my bucket list. I wish I had the time to train and do that.
You gotta do it. First of all, it's a beautiful country. I mean, Tanzania, it's one of the places I like most. I mean, the smells, the air, the people. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful country, and they're very, very kind people. And I don't know, I loved it. But the Kilimanjaro, it was great. It was a great experience, beautiful. We share a lot of things with people we were finding from around the world. Actually, one of my closest friends is a woman I met there. She was traveling around Africa. She's from Spain, and she climbed with us the Kilimanjaro. We just met her there. But what was interesting when we arrived to the summit. It's called the summit, yeah?
Yes.
The top of the mountain. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. People were taking pictures and just shooting some video. We made it, blah, 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 for 1 hour. So I asked the guy was with me, and my guy, that I said, why we are here? He's like, we have to take some pictures because it's beautiful out there. It's like, yeah, it's beautiful. Whatever. So for me, we arrived to the summit, but my favorite part of Kilimanjaro was going down because we ran. I mean, we ran faster than most of the people. They were going down, and what took us 7 hours, we did it in less than 2 hours, just running down the mountain, and I loved it, man. It was a risk, dangerous, and very unique experience.
Nice. So what I'm taking from that, and this is, I've heard you tell the story before and I didn't grasp it before, but what you're explaining is very much what so many people talk about. It's not about the destination, right?
It's about the journey.
It's about the journey. And it's about the people that are with you on the journey that give you those experiences of running down the mountain or the experiences of meeting new people on the journey. It's not about getting to the summit, because while everybody certainly was taking pictures and appreciated it, certainly you couldn't see it. So it was not about, being there. It wasn't about the destination. It was about the journey. It's about the action, the adventure that you had. So awesome story. Love it. Love it. Again, inspirational. And how about that Ironman?
I could feel that even more a year later after the Kilimanjaro, because I had the opportunity to run a New York Marathon. Do you remember? I told you.
Yes, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. He also ran the New York City Marathon.
What I loved about it, it's while we were running, I was really, really feeling and seeing the city. So, listening to different accents, different neighborhoods, different musics, people that were cheering us, and they were very supportive. But, for me, that was like an amazing experience, because it was the first time in my life I really was, feeling a city completely. Because a lot of tourists, they just go around and say, see this place, you can take a picture here and go to the next place. And for me, it was so boring. But the New York Marathon was all about the journey. And Ironman was harder than the Kilimanjaro, obviously, and took us more tthan 13 hours to complete it. And it was a nice experience, because I had the opportunity to cross the finish line with my dog.
Yeah.
She only ran 100 yards, but they gave her a medal. But Ironman, it wasn't about sports. It wasn't about new challenge. It was about blind faith. To have the courage to really trust another person, because I was swimming and riding the bike and running with another guy. And I have to motivate him at some points. He was so tired at some point, and he had to motivate me. And we have to support each other. But most of the time, I have to trust him, because when we were in the bike, we were going down to the mountain like around 50 miles per hour. So at that speed, if he makes any mistakes, we die, basically. So it was all about trust, to have complete trust in someone else in order to achieve what he wants.
Yeah. And faith is an amazing, it's amazing that you said that it's faith, because sometimes faith is seeing what you can't see. And to hear you say it where you literally can't see, it's, you have to have faith in the unseen. And that's just a message for all of us who can see that. That's really what faith is. Faith in your fellow man, faith in the people that are there to support you, your family, faith in yourself, faith in God, faith in your creator, whoever you believe that to be. And I think faith is really one of our biggest drivers. And we forget that. We forget that we need to believe that we are all here for a bigger purpose. And one of the purposes that I know that you're here for is to inspire people. The fact that you've taken those life experiences and have been able to as they say in America, take lemons and make lemonade. You made lemonade, apple pie, and, cake and all kinds of stuff that has nothing to do with lemons. So, I mean, as I was speaking before we got on the podcast, life is about experiences, right? Life is about, everybody's looking for that big moment, that big aha moment that, they're looking for the weekend, right? They're looking for Sunday. They're looking for the graduation. They're looking forward to the vacation. They're looking forward to this and that. And they forget to appreciate the small moments in between. And they forget to fill their life with experiences. Speaking of experiences, so I'm going to, just another testament to how amazing this guy is. I've had the benefit of spending quite a bit of time with him over the last couple of years, and he's had the occasion to come and visit me at my home. And on a couple of different occasions, so every time he comes, I said, "Listen, we need to do something new."
I know what you're talking about. But I'm not that amazing. I mean, you are amazing to have the courage to do those things. Just go ahead.
All right.